Thank you for joining in for part 2 of what I offer my private lenders. You are definitely showing that on your quest of learning how to invest in real estate, you're a serious contender. Thanks for showing up. In part 2, we'll be talking about what terms and rates do I offer my private lenders and why so many private lenders feel comfortable with what I'm doing. When it comes to terms and rates and what people are expecting to get from you if they loan you their money, it can be all over the map. And I've learned that you only get what you ask for. And if you don't ask for it, you'll never get it. Make sure you're asking. But if you're getting too many no's in a row or there's just not enough interest, you may have to make your offer a little tastier, a little sweeter, a little better for the lender. Now, I came up with about 4 different programs that I offer my private lenders. I actually give them a choice. I really don't care which one they do. That's not true. I do have my preferences. But I'm willing to take any of the 4 if they want to loan me money. So number 1 is a 15-year fully amortized loan at 10%. If a private lender will give me a 15-year loan, sign it, it's done, it goes on for 15 years, no balloon, no nothing, and that's good for them, I'll pay 10%. Now, if a private lender doesn't want to go 15 years, they want to go a little bit less, I designed a 10-year amortized loan for 9%. If that's still too long, I designed a program where they can loan me the money on a 15-year AM, but there's a 7-year balloon, so the money's only out for 7 years. And that pays 8.5%. And then still there's people that 7 years is too long, they don't want to commit to having their money out that long. And I get it. So I made a 4th option. That option is a 15-year amortization with a 5-year balloon, and that pays 8%. Now, sometimes we get to loans that are only 3 or 4 or 5 years. That's because you find a piece of land that you only have to pay $12,000 or $15,000 for that you can sell for $30,000 or $40,000. And this is tiny loans. I don't need a 15-year AM on a $10,000 acre lot. So when I start borrowing money on small amounts, then I just charge the interest rate equal to the year. So if you want to give me a $10,000 loan for 5 years, it'll be at 5%. You know, think about it. A 5-year loan at 5%. Every time I make a payment on a 5-year loan, I am drastically reducing the private lender's risk. In 1 year, whatever risk he had to start with has been mitigated by 1 year's worth of payments and principal payments. And when you only have 5 years in the note, the principal's knocking down pretty fast. So if it's a 5-year amortization, I'll pay the lender 5%. If it's a 4-year amortization, I'll pay the lender 4%. And all of this stuff is negotiable. But those are the ways I've set up, and that's what I offer my private lenders. The reason why my private lenders are so comfortable is, number 1, I'm paying an above average rate. And they value that. But that's not everything. It's often been said, it's not the interest income that's important. It's the return of the principal. And what really makes these private lenders comfortable is if I have a $100,000 house, the most I will borrow from them is $65,000. That's a 65% loan to value, or LTV. This is a pretty safe position if you're a lender, because think about it. You loan me $65,000. I give them a first lien on a $100,000 house. If I don't pay as agreed on their $65,000, they get my $100,000 house. The reason why it works so well is they're looking for the interest rate, but that's actually the worst thing can happen to them. If I pay them 10% annual interest on $65,000, that's one number. But if they give me $65,000 and get a $100,000 house, there's a $35,000 profit to be made on that circumstance in 1 year. So it's a pretty good offer to the private lender when the worst thing that'll happen to him is that everything goes the way it's supposed to go and he gets paid as agreed. And the best thing that'll ever happen to him is if I don't do what I say. Again, I want to point out, I've never not paid a loan. knock on wood, not so far. I've never defaulted. I've never given a house back, but we got to talk about worst case scenario and why these private lenders are so comfortable loaning their money. It's because the security that I'm giving them by giving them a first lien on these properties and by only borrowing, a maximum of 65%. And that's a maximum. I average only borrowing $58,000 on a $100,000 house. This is a very low risk investment for a private lender. Okay, so we're going to do a little aside here. And I'm going to take a moment to throw my hat into the ring. If you don't know an investor with integrity, with a long track record, with verifiable references, I would like to say, consider me. I've been doing this for 20 years. I have a long list of references, a long track record, and you can get a hold of me by calling my cell phone direct, 210-669-4020. I always have time to talk to private lenders because that's what makes my world go round. You guys, the private lenders. Without the private lenders, I don't have a business. Call me directly, 210-669-4020. I hope you enjoyed this two-part series and this part 2 that we just wrapped up. I would like to give you that free webinar I promised at the beginning. So just go to 1000houses.com, scroll down the homepage there, and you'll find a webinar called Private Money. Click on it, put in a little information, you'll be automatically digitally downloaded to you like that, and you'll have it. Also, if you liked this content or you like what we're doing here, please hit that like button. You'll have no idea how much that means to us and our organization. Also, share it with others who may not even know that this kind of free content is out there. And as always, if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for?